Hello everybody. This is part 3 of my healing journey. And I believe I stopped at me going on 85 and how the further I went, the darkness started getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So I ended up in Monroe, North Carolina, in a rehab center, and it was like a faith-based program. It was like a 30-day program, and I ended up there. Now, when I tell you when I ended up there, it was not good. I wasn't happy, joyous, and free. I wasn't excited. I had to feel emotions that I run from, emotions that I try to numb, because I just tell y'all the truth, I hate emotions unless I'm happy, but I don't like emotions. And I had to feel the emotion of a heartbreak, and it was not pretty. I cried a lot. I'm talking about I cried a lot. I cried at night. I cried during class. I cried during breaks. I had cried so much. You know, the teacher, he just let me cry. Like, he just let me cry. You know, like they understood. And so I cried for a while. And I just felt it. For once, I felt it. And I had got to a point I had cried so much that I just went into the bathroom in the middle of our class, and I said, Lord, if I have to cry every day, I'm going to cry to heal. If I have to do it. But I need you to help me, because I can't do this by myself. And, you know, for the first time, I wiped my tears, and I went back and I sat in that class, feeling the emotion of a heartbreak, feeling the emotion of having to be forced to leave somebody that you love, because you know they're not going to change, and they're not going to value you. They're not going to, you know, show you your worth. They're not going to respect you. It don't matter how loyal you are. It don't matter how much you scream and holler to the breaks. You can't change nobody. I couldn't change nobody. So I stayed at Bridge of Recovery for like 2 weeks. And when I tell you my emotions was all over the place, we would have meetings at the end of the day at the house that we were staying at, and to talk about what we learned and what we experienced. And I swear, every meeting I had a problem with somebody. I was like, and you, and you, and you. Like, it was like every meeting. It was like, it got to the point where when we have a meeting, they be like, oh my gosh, LaPaula. Like, I had got into it with this girl because I was saying her name wrong, and she had caught an attitude, and I was just like, you know, you got an attitude, and it went on, and her friend said something, and I was like, are you her bodyguard? Or do you talk to her? Talk for her. Like, I was just, my attitude was just, was just my emotions, and that it was just everywhere. You know, I got into it with another girl about a project we had to do to write, a story that we act out. Like, it was just everywhere. So I guess they got tired of me. They got tired of me. About 2 weeks in there, they got tired of me. And Dr. Lowe called somebody that he know that was starting their new treatment center. And he came to me, he said, it's this lady named Miss Tamiko, she's about to start a new treatment center, and I think you'd be appropriate for that. So I felt some type of way. because I knew they asses was trying to get rid of my bossy ass because I was doing too much. And I knew they was trying to get rid of me. So I was like, okay. I was cool, you know. And I was hurt because I knew they couldn't, they chatting people got me my ass right on out that way. So I graduated there, and I ended up going to Rockingham, North Carolina. And let me tell y'all something. I have no idea what the hell is a Rockingham, North Carolina. I didn't know nobody there. I didn't have no family there. I didn't have nothing but me and my car, Fuchsia. That's what I call my car, Fuchsia. And I knew I was going to Rockingham. But the one thing that I could tell you that I knew was, I knew that it had to be better than where I was coming from. It had to be. So I ended up in Rockingham, North Carolina. It was a new treatment center. I was their first client, their very first client there. And when I got there, I was scared. I was afraid. I mean, you know, I didn't know nobody. I didn't know who to trust. I was just observant at this moment, because I was at a place to where I had no idea who these people was. Didn't. And you know, the thing about it is, it was a black treatment center. It was new. So it was something new for me as well. It was something new for them. So for about 2 weeks, I stayed with the house manager, and it was just me and her. But as I was there, you know, that first week, it was different. I was like in a strange territory. It was different. It was quiet. It was just a whole nother atmosphere that I hadn't seen, that I had never been in before. You know, it was just new to me, and I didn't know how to handle it at first, because, you know, I was just shaking. I didn't know what to do, because I was in a space where it was just me. It was just me. And at that time, I didn't realize that it really wasn't just me. But at that moment, I thought it was just me. And I just started getting overwhelmed. You know, I started getting overwhelmed, and I started missing my ex. I started missing him real bad. And me and him, we was communicating off and on, and I was just confused, you know. But I handled it. That second week I was there, I started getting better. I was in the living room watching TV, and I was going to the treatment center, and they was getting everything situated. And they was so sweet. I met my peer support, and they was sweet, you know. They was talking to me, and, you know, asked me, do I need anything, you know. And I was, at that time, they hadn't really started the treatment classes. So I was really on YouTube looking at, you know, borderline personality disorder, because that's one of the mental health problems that I have, is borderline personality disorder. And I knew I wanted to get on the right medication here, because my emotions was like a snow globe. Every day it was just shaking, snow everywhere. And I wanted to start fresh and get my mental health straightened up first, because that was one of my problems. So I'm going to do part 4. Peace.